It's Pete from Homesteading, and today we're out in the pasture and we're milling up a little bit of lumber. And I wanted to talk about chainsaw sharpening and chainsaw milling. If you run a chainsaw mill, you will have to sharpen your chainsaw chain many times. As a chain gets dull, it progressively gets duller and duller and slower. So you don't really maybe notice it all at once, but it slowly gets worse and worse. You're running the chainsaw mill all day, that makes a big difference at the end of the day. Pretty much if I have a 10-foot log, I pretty well sharpen it. If it's hardwood, probably after every 2 cuts. If it is like cedar, I could probably get away with a couple logs really, because it doesn't dull the chain half as fast. So I'm going to show you how I sharpen it. I have many different chainsaw sharpeners I went through, but this one is my go-to chainsaw sharpener. I don't know what it is. It is easy, quick. When you're done sharpening it, it is absolutely sharp. There's no question. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. The funny thing is, it's probably one of the cheapest chainsaw sharpeners you can buy. This is a Princess Auto chainsaw sharpener, and Oregon makes them, and a bunch of, this is just like a Chinese knockoff of it. But this thing works really good. The only downside, you need a battery, but pretty much I either have the tractor or the 4-wheeler with me, so that isn't an issue. I pretty well only use the sharpener now. It's almost foolproof. I bought this at Princess Auto a few years ago, and it's been absolutely awesome. This is a very simple sharpener. You got a plate with little markings on it to show the angles. You got a little grinding stone, and you don't have to go from one side or the other. You basically can keep going all the way down the chain. So it's actually kind of a handy way to sharpen a chainsaw. It's not that hard. You can sharpen it pretty quickly. I got it at Princess Auto. Absolutely love that store. It's 15-20 bucks. I can't remember, but definitely worth every penny. And there's almost no way you can sharpen a chain as quick as using one of these. Basically, I have it at 30 degrees, so use the 30-degree marking line, and you leave it lined up with the chain, and that is your 30 degrees. You go to the next one, use the 30 degrees on that side, and you just keep going down the row and rotating the chain. One thing I learned early on, you make sure you check your rakers. You don't have to actually file your rakers every time. So we go here, the rakers are fine. They're barely touching. If anything, that's fine. Make sure you check your rakers every time. When you're just cutting firewood, it doesn't matter so much. You can check it every second time or whatever. But I find when you're milling lumber, you really need to make sure all the rakers are set right. So that's how I sharpen my chainsaw lately anyways, unless some other gadget comes out or something better. But I don't think you can beat this thing for its price. It's worth every penny. So that's about enough for now. You guys have a good one.